Today marks 1723rd day of day lessons, day reflections. And today I want to speak about transitions because every single ending has the beginning and makes the place, environment for the beginning. And I realized that there's so many trigger points between that ending and beginning because sometimes we stay in that ending for so long and we wait for more trigger points to prove that it's the right time to really make that ending and really start a new beginning. And it's interesting because that when it ends, sometimes we feel that we are in transition, even though that's a new beginning, but that new beginning is a transition. It's transition to actually when you decide to really move out of transition to a new beginning. And today we'll share seven truths that I think that is very important to really reflect on when really we go through triggers, endpoints, beginnings, because that's such an important topic because I think that, and again, let's get started because I think there's so many things that we able to really understand that. So number one is endings really happens all at once. And it's everything. That means relationship ends more before months, years before it actually happens. Careers, resignation letter is way before as well. So most things in life, it doesn't happen overnight. We make decisions sometimes overnight, but really the ending, the sometimes you can start even the start of ending, beginning of ending, started a way before. And sometimes we able to ask, okay, how long my ending was lasting? How long it lasted? Period of ending. And sometimes it could be a month, it could be a year. Because I think that when we grow, improve, we need to really reduce that time. I said, like, I don't want to be in ending season for so long. I want to really be in a beginning season a little bit longer, maybe. I want to be a beginner. I want to be curious. I want to really develop. I want to grow. I'm involved because there's not much evolving and transformation in an ending season. So if you stay long in that, so where's the transformation? Where is evolving? Because ending, what it means is that we could potentially cling to the end. But clinging to end means that you're clinging to the old version of you and not the transformation of you. And that's again, I mean, you understand that ending doesn't end all at once. Number two is trigger points are usually small, not dramatic. It's an interesting thing because yesterday I went to a coffee shop and I really had very good conversation with the lady to the right to me, and that was a trigger point to understand. Okay, like I spent some time in solitude, and this conversation led me to understand. Okay, like solitude season is done for me. I'm back to really to speaking with people, enjoying conversations, enjoying the company, and again, there's a lot of small. There's not a dramatic. That's just a small conversation, a beautiful conversation, but at the same time, there's a trigger point. And I think that we're able to look into okay, what are those trigger points. It could be a one conversation, as discussed. It could be one book, one video, one even medical result that you get like this trigger point requires me to really take care of my health much better. There are so many things that and we need to really see those trigger points as things that really pushes you forward to do something with your life, with your emotions, with your relations, with your work. And that's a beautiful thing. Number three, you don't change because you learn. And this is a big thing as well. You don't change because you learn. What it means that, as I said, that you learn that something is not good for you. You learn it, you know that already. But you still cling to the old version of it because that's familiar. And we stay in that ending season for much longer. So that means that why we change a lot of times. We change because our pain of staying is bigger than the pain of change. Because there will be a lot of pain that comes as struggle of change, of that uncertainty that comes with change. The things that you need to develop, the things that need to change, the things that sometimes when the ending ends, at that moment, there's so many things that need to be changed at the same time, and it's overwhelming. But it's supposed to be a good thing because, again, this exposes what needs to be developed within you just to make sure that you're able to really become the person that you need to become. Number four, every beginning demands an identity death. And this is just a reminder because probably every single person understands that when the end ends, there's a death. There's a death, and there's a death of old version of you. If you want to keep that alive, that old version, that will create a lot of problems. And it might be that we will not be able to end in that ending because we still cling to the old version of us, old version of old situations, old jobs, old relations, old things. And it demands you really asking you which parts of me needs to be let go so I could really start a new beginning. Because I really love saying that if you really want to open a new door, so you need to close the door before. You're not able to keep both doors open. So if it is two doors, one must be closed and one need to be open. And if it's your old, the ending is still open, you will not be able to open a new door. So we need to close that door, shut it down, lock the door, and go to a new door. And that is a new identity. Number five is missing the trigger is normal. Ignoring repeated triggers is a choice. And this is a big thing. This is a massive. I found myself. I must my found myself missing trigger once, twice, and after that I realized those are the triggers that shows that I'm in the wrong place. And at some point, I start to be blinded by triggers. Even those were the triggers, and I think this is again, it's a choice. Ignore the stress, ignore things, ignore the red flags, ignore things that is negative, just to really stay where you feel comfortable. Comfortable in one way because it's familiar, but uncomfortable in a lot of different ways. So that means that when look into okay, what kind of triggers, what kind of signs my life is sending? Where is my life right now? And be able to really look into life and then say like, what triggers were directing me in? Because I think that life is a beautiful thing. Life is always sending triggers, but the only thing that we need to learn is to really read those triggers, acknowledge those triggers. Because if we deny those triggers altogether, right, that trigger sometimes a lot of times is sending signs and triggers to our gut feeling. The gut feeling says that something is off here. But if you deny those triggers, our gut feeling starts to lose the power, lose the skill set of recognizing that this is a trigger that it needs to be looked at. And that is a dangerous place to be, that when you're losing gut feeling because you never listen to that gut feeling. Number six, the hardest transition isn't letting go. The hardest transition isn't letting go. The hardest is staying in that limbo between those two doors I shared. Both doors, we want to open both doors, but now what you open one door, you close it. You open one door, you close it. You open one door, close. So that means that you go back and forth of opening and closing, old and new, old and new, and in that spot of transition, being in that position is extremely difficult. It's a lot of uncertainty, and being able to really close that door altogether. And sometimes, even though that you close the door, you still not know what kind of door you want to. Maybe there's like a couple doors feature you that you thinking okay, which one you want to open, and you're still sitting in that moment and reflecting and understanding, okay, where is that new door that I really want to go through? And that is a daunting place to be in. Be in the middle of everything. It's uncertain. You need to go through a lot of reflection, and it could be hard. You're no longer who you used to be, and but at the same time, you know that you're moving forward to a new door. And last number seven is that every ending asks one question: what will you carry forward? Things that is beneficial for you, or things that is heavy and self sabotage you? We can carry the hurts that are extremely heavy, or we can carry the lessons that's extremely light. We can carry embarrassments of the things that you said. Okay, we can carry grudges. We can carry all the negativity, but negativity is very, very heavy on our soul. But all the lessons, all the things that we learned, that we got better, that we transformed, those are extremely light and really elevates us. And again, we always need to ask, okay, what do I carry? Do I carry myself to be better, or do I carry even better? Because the better is extremely heavy. And our life, that when we say, why are you moving so slow? Maybe you're carrying too much negativity. In that luggage, there is that bitterness, there is maybe envy, maybe there's like wounds that's not healed. And I think that's a beautiful thing when we're able to say, like, my scars are already healed. There's scars and real big scars, but scars is light, wounds ahead. And then you always need to ask, like, what do I carry? And it's an interesting thing because sometimes we can carry, and so like, I will carry negative traits about myself. Maybe so that in all version we have positive traits and negative traits, and I will carry the negative ones. Or we can say, like, I release those negative traits that I had, and I carry the good ones. I used to be this and this and this and this, and I want to keep those, what I used to be. And I bring it to my new version of me, because that is a extremely important and just to understand. So there's a lot of things that I think that when we speak about transition, that's a beautiful topic because that's what I went through this year, and I've seen a lot of those trigger points at the books, the people that I met, the conversation that I had, the trainings that I had, the healing that I had, and every single thing that's really made me realize that I'm ready to do a little bit more. Sometimes I used to do a little bit more than I actually capable at the moment, and I used to go backwards a little bit. But again, you go one step at a time, and then you develop those transitions that leads to better tomorrow. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.